Le Tour Eiffel, the moment that you have been waiting for, the one thing everybody wants to see when they come here, and here it is. So here's something that's kind of interesting, is that it actually is Le Tour Eiffel, meaning masculine, but it's fondly called the Iron Lady. So even though it has a masculine name, it's referred to as a woman. So the funny story is that it was built for the World's Fair, and Napoleon wanted to commission something that was really grand, really spectacular, that commemorated the history of the country and just elevated people's beliefs in something bigger than life. Everybody submitted their designs, and Gustav Eiffel submitted his, and they didn't choose it. But he was a smart man. He should have been a politician. He lobbied. He went to all the different voting members to talk to them about why didn't they vote for his design. His design was clearly superior. Now you have to understand, this man was brilliant. He built the interior of the Statue of Liberty. He built the locks on the Panama Canal. He built a lot of really, really fantastic things throughout Europe. Now he went ahead and he resubmitted the design after he went around and talked to everybody, and they accepted the design. So it is 900 feet tall. It is, until about 1940, it was the tallest building in Europe. On a very windy day, it can sway up to 9 inches, and that's not so bad actually for something that big. There are 3 observation decks. You pay more for the higher that you go, but you don't really need to go up too high. Be sure to book your tickets ahead of time though. It is a little bit difficult to get up in there fairly easily. They have a lot of security, but it is really very, very beautiful. It's a nice thing to see. I do highly recommend seeing it at night though, because it's really special. After sunset, every hour on the hour, there is a light show that happens, and on our City of Lights tour you can see that, and it is really fantastic. It is unbelievable. It's something very special. Now the Eiffel Tower has had a lifespan. It was only supposed to be up for a certain number of years, and then they were going to tear it down. Well, it started to get to be an issue for Eiffel. He was like, you know, I put a lot of time and a lot of effort into this place. I don't want them to get rid of it that easy. So as things started to happen with politics and wars and so forth, what he did, slapped an antenna up on the top of it and told everybody, well, you need it now because now it's the tallest building that's here, and this is how we're getting communication. So they went ahead and renewed the lease and kept it longer, and now it's completely loved, a complete symbol of Paris, and they're not going to get rid of it. It's really incredible. The names along the side of it are different architects that contributed to the design of the building, and as you go through the countryside, you see a lot of his work that's present in things like even the power, the towers that hold the power lines are his designs also. They're really cool because they look like little monsters. They're really fun. So one of the nice things is in this area, you can also see that we have the Grand Palais, which is across from Le Petit Palais. And then also we are right on the center, the edge here of Place de Concorde. Place de Concorde has a huge history, but the thing that I think is the most interesting is that this was the location where they just killed a bunch of people, okay? So I told you how we had Marie Antoinette in jail. She said, let them eat cake. The people were mad because they actually wanted bread, not cake. And what did they do? They killed her. They chopped her head off. But where did they do that? They did that right here, okay? So bloody square, this is where it all took place. And now you can come and you could actually feel very safe because we are very, very close to the American Embassy. So this is actually kind of an interesting history that is now much better for all of us. Okay, so let's get going. Welcome to Musée d'Orsay. So this building behind us, Musée d'Orsay, is now a museum, the d'Orsay. But it started off as a train station. So as you walk along it, you'll see there's 2 rather large clocks on the outside. It's really neat inside too, because you can walk right up to the back of the clock and kind of pretend that you're Charlie Chaplin. Can't touch the hands of the wheel, it's on the outside. But it's the most interesting view. It makes a great photo. This building was, because it was a train station, you'll see along the outside, it has the names of all the different train locations that you can go to. It'll have Marseille, Toulouse, Lyon, all of them. If you've ever seen this, I love this movie, Hugo. So go ahead and put that on Netflix, okay? It's adorable, and it shows you kind of what this building was like when there actually were trains running out of here. Now, this happens to be my favorite museum in the city, and there's a reason. One is that it is impressionistic. So this is where you're going to find Rodin, Degas, Toulouse-Lautrec, Renoir, Monet, Manet, Van Gogh, just all the great, like very expressive, loving artists that I really am inspired by. Now, their art here, this building is super manageable. Now, even if you take your time and look at everything, you're not going to spend more than 3 hours in there. And they've got a couple of places where you can stop and have coffee if you're with somebody that's not into the art and you want to see a little bit more than them. So it's really, really worth it. If you are not doing the Louvre, or this is your second visit, this is a great museum to go to. I highly recommend it. Now, if you like those artists, I really, really recommend that you do one of our Montmartre tours, okay? Because that's the neighborhood where all the Impressionists live, including Dali and including Picasso. And you can see their studios, and you could see the Moulin Rouge, and you could see Sacré-Cœur, and all of those wonderful things. It's not very expensive to do the tour with us, and I think you would really enjoy it. So when we finish the tour, we'll have some information available for you so that you can get tickets. It's only about $15, $16, not bad at all. Really worth it, really fun time. So we're about to end the tour, and I really want to thank you, because it has been so much fun for me to share my Paris with you, my adopted home. I hope that you find the kind of love that I have for this place and continue to explore it, enjoy everything that it has to offer. Like I said, please tell me where you're staying. I'm not gonna rob you. I'm gonna tell you the places that are close by to your hotel where you can find a nice drink of wine, a nice plate of food, maybe some good music. We have a lot of events going on in town right now. I'd be happy to tell you about where you can kind of feel like you are Parisian, where you can relax and enjoy, because we just saw a lot of stuff, and now you have free time for cafe culture. So again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining me on a Sandeman New Europe tour. Don't forget, we've got tours in 20 countries, and we are definitely looking forward to helping you see even more. And thanks again. Have a safe trip.